Hello, all my sleepy bears, and welcome back to episode 4 of SpongeBob SquarePants, the video, the game, the video, 100%. That's what we're doing here. So last episode, we actually finished the rub-a-dub in a tub, and this episode we are going to upgrade the karate spin for SpongeBob. Beautiful. I'm so glad that we upgraded something that for the character that I'm not even playing as. But yes, welcome to Bubba Blowing Baby Hunt. I'm glad I was able to say that right the first time, actually. If we just do the slam right here, we do get the treasure chest here. Now, so, I'm sorry, I'm thinking really hard about how to word this so I don't mess it up, but if you do not have enough Goofy Goober tokens, Mindy will still let you go through, she just won't give you the move. And the move is actually necessary to progress. So you can go all the way up to that door up there, you just won't be able to hit the button. So, in order to do that, what you have to do is you can just, once you get to the level, you can just go to it from the level select menu, and menu say, hey, you don't have enough Goofy Goober tokens, and you're like, oh well, I don't care, I don't listen to you, this is a manly game. Please do not take that out of context.
Bring him to.
Great. Now it's gonna be a big debate. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off some of the extras that we unlocked, such as the Buckethead Fountain. But that's about it. That's the only thing that we've unlocked here, because that's the extra that we just recently unlocked. Here we have these ice cubes. If you remember them from the first few levels, you press the Y button. If you're playing on Xbox, if you're playing on PlayStation 2, it'll be the triangle button. And honestly, can we just take a moment to thank Xbox and, well, it was Nintendo first, actually. So when it comes to controllers, it gets very confusing if you play different consoles, like back-to-back. Except for PlayStation, because PlayStation is like, oh yeah, it's just symbols. I'm like, okay, I can work with that. Triangle, square, circle, X. Square and circle always get like mixed up in my mind. But you know, everything else makes sense. When it comes to Xbox and Nintendo, oh sweet goodness. Whew, you better have been playing the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube, because if you haven't, then everything, the buttons just swap, and your brain automatically goes, wait, what's going on here? I hit the A button, you look down, it became the B button, and it's like, what happened here? So it's really confusing, and very unique, for lack of a better term. Now I will say first off that we will be unable to get all the treasure chests in this level. We will have to come back when we get another move, as well as we are unable to 100% this level, just like how we are unable to 100% the Goofy Goober level, because we need to get some moves which we do not have yet, because it'd be way too convenient for you to have all the moves at the start of the game. What? You want to be able to wall jump just like Samus from Super Metroid in the beginning of the game? You're funny. No, anyway. I am very much excited. One thing that I've been doing is I originally started recording a bunch of Tony Hawk Pro Skater for the N64, but then I ran out of room to record other stuff, you know, like my current Let's Plays. I'm like, okay, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I'm not going to lose sleep over if I have to replay it. In fact, I've been willingly replaying just because Tony Hawk Pro Skater is so much fun. I love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and I'm very excited for it. I really am. I really hope that it becomes kind of like a seasonal thing for me, where like every December I do a Tony Hawk game. Just because it's so much fun for me. It really is. I really love Tony Hawk. I grew up with it, playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X, and it's just super fun for me. It really is. And so one thing that I really would love to do is to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the N64, 2X on the Xbox, 3 on whatever, 4 on the Xbox, and then 5 on the PS4. And then, I don't know, maybe once I'm all done, then I'll do Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 on the PS4 as well. I don't know, who knows? I don't. I barely know what I'm doing. Oh, I think... I want to say Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is released on the PS3, which is a thing to report, so I'm hoping that's not true. Now, I could look it up, but then everything would be all out of whack. As well as, okay, so this is what we were supposed to do here. I know, beautiful editing. Just because why not? So I'm just gonna keep talking over here like this isn't happening here. But this is how we get one of the treasure chests in this level. But anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep ignoring it. I'm so ready for Christmas. You have no idea. I know that there's many different holidays. There's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa. Hanukkah is 8 nights. And instead of just one big day where they get presents, it's a small present, and then it slowly gets bigger and bigger, either in monetary value or in size, until the 8th night, where you get the most expensive and or most large present. For Kwanzaa, it is... I'm trying real hard to remember the episode of Everybody Hates Chris for this. Because they don't teach us Kwanzaa in public school. They barely acknowledge Hanukkah. So, please forgive me, I'm doing my best here. What we're going to do is we're going to go down here. What a nice segue. We're going to go down here and we're going to actually destroy these enemies down here. And then we're just going to go back to the little disco area. But you cannot time travel. You cannot stage select. You have to do all in one go. Why? Because then the stage reloads and it completely forgets that you did that bottom part there. Anyway. I want to say Kwanzaa is the 6 or 7 nights specifically after Christmas. And instead of it being all about presents, it's all about food and... yeah, it's mostly just about like food. And just doing stuff for food. I'm bad at this. I'm gonna stop talking. However, I did want to say that I have things going in motion. When will they go into motion? Once I get my paycheck. That will definitely help things go into motion. Just a lot of stuff that I gotta pay, as well as a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to as well. I had to suspend my retro game treasure box just because it wasn't working. It kept trying to charge me every night. I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna work. I can't wake up to this email every 5 days. But yes, you know that you unlocked the treasure chest if you see that little cutscene there. Now, with that being said, we have to go all the way to that specific room without dying, without going into another level, and without skipping any of the... without choosing another level. Gotta do it all in one go. Which is so much fun. Can't even tell you. So much fun. It's very annoying. And the way that I found out about this wasn't even from my little guide that I had. The little guide said you just had to beat the enemies in a very unique way. And so I did that like 3 times and nothing happened. I just, it bothered me. So then I looked up a video and it's like, oh yeah, you have to do this and then this. Thanks. That helps. Glad they said that on the little forum. Totally makes it more reliable. It doesn't, but, you know. So what we're going to do here, you should not do this. Do not do this. Do not do this. Keep going. However, because this is a Let's Play, we're going to show off the combat area. And this is the... I'm beginning to like the combat areas. Just putting it out there. Because this is when we get a taste of the harder upcoming enemies. However, they're annoying. They really are. It's just fighting a bunch of enemies, so it's not really... Oh, sweet goodness. Oh, that's the sun. Oh. Sorry, I thought I saw a little black speck out of the corner of my eye, and I thought it was a spider. I was about to flip everything. I was about to throw my TV at it, break my laptop, just lose it. Yeah, so what I did today was I had 3 energy drinks in total. And then I had something to eat, which is really great. I had the zoomies like nobody's business. But I'm thinking about getting a little drink because I'm thirsty. But yes, I'm still unable to do the dishes. However, we are going to try to get someone to come by and clean it up as of Tuesday. And I'm just looking forward to everything. I really am. There's so much that my payday is just so exciting for me because I'm like, yes, I can do this. And most importantly, I'm trying to budget. That didn't work so well last time. But there's nothing that I could possibly need. And so just big payments to the credit card, big payments to savings, paying for groceries, paying for everything. And due to November coming up so quickly, I'm definitely going to be getting all the Christmas stuff in one go. And then just wrapping it all up. Which means I need to get wrapping paper. Which I thought that far ahead. Oh well, good thing I haven't bought it yet. But I'm just getting a gift for everyone in my family, for blood, for marriage, for everyone that I see, for people that I know about and remember their names. That's basically it. If I remember your name, I'm going to get you a gift. And no, that doesn't seem like a lot, but I am a face person. That sounds weird when I say it out loud. Let me elaborate on that. So, when I'm seeing people, and this is like the second, third, or fourth time, if you tell me the name, I will forget it immediately. And I'm just like, huh? Who? What? I have to see the person consistently, at least once a week, if not more, in order for the name to stick in my head. So if I know your name, that's a big deal. Because I go to a family reunion once a year. And it's like bingo for me. I have to keep asking my dad, I'm like, hey, what's their name? So I don't seem rude. Because that's like one of the big things for me, is that I always feel so rude. I'm like, hi, Cousin Clarinet, of course I know you, of course. And it's just so embarrassing, it really is, and it gives me anxiety. But nothing gave me anxiety like one of the previous Christmas meetups, because that was back when, let's just say, the Backstreet Boys reunion tour came by. Because if you say the actual thing, then YouTube gets all bleh. But let's just say it's the 19th. Chocolate 19. I feel like it's a good enough hint. That was going on, and at the job that I was working at, we could not leave the county line. We could not go anywhere. We could not have the masks off or anything. We had to get tested. We had to document everything in case we did. And so, just a lot going on. And so because of that, I came in and I wore my mask. However, there was food available. Yes, this is me showing off the combat area challenge. Way to go, Chronically Blue. Really nailed that one. Nice segue. So what we did was that there was still food there, because there's always going to be food there. However, what I did was I was also lactose intolerant. I still am lactose intolerant. I just developed it very recently in 2020s when I became lactose intolerant. Awesome year for me. So I came by, I had my mask on. I was just very polite to everyone. You know, if people weren't wearing masks, I wasn't gonna make them. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just like, you know what, this makes me feel safer. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not gonna force everyone to do it. That's not how I am. And I was hungry, because who isn't hungry? Like, if you're gonna be at a family reunion for 4 to 5 hours, you're gonna wanna eat something. So what I did was I would like grab some food, put my mask down, go in a little corner, eat it, take the lactate, put the mask back up, and a relative saw me, and they just took it as the most offensive thing ever. And they're just like, listen, you either keep that mask on, or you take it off. None of these halvesies twosies. And I'm just like, okay. Makes it a little hard to eat or drink, but okay. So then I told my dad about it, and he's like, he gets his information from Facebook, so you don't have to worry about him. Don't listen to him. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. As long as it's not streaking, you're good. Like, that's my whole thing. And because of that one conversation, I really, like, my relationship with my father really strengthened there. And just, like, 2019 and 2020 was such, like, negative years for my health, but such positive years for my relationships. And I don't mean that as in, like, romantic, although romantic also happened because I got a boyfriend. But I also mean just family relationships. My family relationships really grew, and it was just so nice. Anyway, as you saw, we did pass by a sponge roll, and the volume is a little low here just because I had to readjust the audio. That was my fault. But this is actually a little difficult, because as you can see, the challenges are going to get a little more difficult each time that we go to a new one. However, this one isn't that hard. I say that even though I just said it was difficult. However, I do want to talk about Christmas movies. Yes, it's November. I'm talking about Christmas movies. Sue me. Please don't, actually. I can't afford it. So, my boyfriend last night was like, hey, I will let you pick one Christmas movie for us to watch. It was November, so I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And so, I'm not going to pick a Christmas movie that we've already seen. That's what December is for. It's for the Christmas movies that you've already seen. For any movies that it's like, hey, you can pick whatever you want, I'm going to pick one that he hasn't seen that I know is still good. And so I chose Naughty or Nice by Hallmark. And when you hear Hallmark, it's like, oh, it's cookie cutter. I am very heavily convinced that the movie that they bought the rights to the movie mid-development, because I could almost make out that the actors and actresses were like about to say curse words, but they had to re-record it because it's like at the last minute it's like, oh well, they don't want us to curse. But it's a really good movie. It's about Chrissy Kringle, who lives on Candy Cane Lane. She hates Christmas, go figure. And then she gets the Naughty or Nice book, where she says someone's name and it opens it up and reveals all the naughty or nice things that they've done. And it's just such a good movie. It really is. And I've seen the movie maybe 5 times now, but this time I don't know what it was. My heart just, I got this warm feeling and I started crying. I don't even know what caused that, because I've seen this movie multiple times, but I don't know. It just made me feel all like warm and tender inside. I think like that's my medication working. I mean that in the nicest way possible. I think that's my antidepressants working. But like it definitely made me feel so good. It was very nice. Now he hasn't seen a few movies such as Scrooge with Bill Murray or A Christmas Story, and I'm definitely gonna show him those eventually, more so towards December, and we can just like do a Christmas sandwich where you do classic, new thing, classic, so it just like all blends together. As well as very soon I'm going to go see Jim Carrey's The Grinch in theaters with my parents, and I'm very excited for that. Whoa, that was that's one heck of a thumbnail. My family really loves Jim Carrey's The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and it is such a specific traditional movie for us because we would watch that movie every time we would put up the ornaments to the Christmas tree.
Don't let it get away!
I think we've got the key now, Patrick. I also think you can get off of me.
Look at me getting all sentimental. Yeah. It's just very nice times, it really was.
The gates are locked. You'll have to find all the keys to unlock the gates.
I'm so glad I could go from sentimental to hating everything that breathes so quickly.
The gates out to the main road are locked.
I hate this level. I hate this level so much.
I forget.
I hate it so much. I legitimately hate this level so much. So, why do I hate this level? So we get introduced to a few different things.
Find all the keys along the track,
Specifically,
and
we
the
get
gates will
introduced to
open.
oil spills, which happen on the road, and if you drive through them, then you lose control of your steering for a little bit. It's as if SpongeBob and Patrick were walking on ice. And just add that to the very loose steering of the paddy wagon. But that's not all. We also get spikes, which deal damage to us. And we're going to get a very difficult ring challenge, which we will tackle next episode. As well as we're also going to get the macho time, which actually isn't that difficult. You just really gotta take the same route every time. So once you figure it out, then it's all fine. But for the first part, we just have to get all 5 keys.
A shortcut.
And here we are very easily able to show off all the treasure chests. I forgot the name of them, but of course I did. But yes, in this episode, it's alright. We just gotta get the key. However, as you can see, we are going out of our way in order to get the treasure chests, so we can take care of it and then forget it. That's the best part, honestly, for me, is just doing all the treasure chests the first time so we can forget it. Unless it's the rock slide, in which case we have to do it multiple times. But throwing that away, when it comes to Christmas time, I have a very like Hallmark Christmas in my head. I'm like, okay, no dirty jokes, no cursing, everyone being sweet and friendly, and I've been proven wrong multiple times. That doesn't happen, unfortunately. There's always going to be innuendos and adult jokes and cursing and just so much stuff. And I really tried to enforce everyone to go by my rules of Christmas, and they didn't. And, you know, that's just kind of when I learned, okay, well, I can obey my rules towards Christmas time, and it'll make me feel good. And it's just like following different rules for the different people that you're around. I know there's a few different ways. Mine, of course, is no cursing, no dirty jokes, just being happy and friendly. And then I have one set of friends where it's like, we're going to drink until we see red and green. For those of you who don't know, drinking refers to drinking Sprite Cranberry. It is very popular this time of year, so if you want to ask your parents for some Sprite Cranberry, I'm sure they will happily allow you to. Then I have my first side of the family, where it is just little jabs here and there, poking fun at each other's past mistakes, and letting aside when things get too rough, but always being, you know, sweet and caring in the end. Very much like a sitcom. And then I have the other side, where it's honestly exactly what I want. It's the no cursing, no dirty jokes, everyone's all happy and nice and sweet, we're all together, we're all spending time as a family, and it's just makes me so happy. And I don't mean to be that person that's like playing, like I don't play Christmas music like 30 times in November, but just by watching that one Christmas movie, it makes me reminisce and think about how excited I am for Christmas. And now that my brain has these little predetermined sets for how to act around the different groups, it makes me very excited because I know that everyone's going to have a great time. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Sandy Bears.